Good morning, and it is a very good morning because, as you can maybe see from that little montage at the start, it is one of the first nice days of summer, and to make matters better, it is a Saturday, so we have such a fun day in store, and I absolutely cannot wait to take you along because it's one of our favourite little days out to do in the area. We're heading across to Glenelg, which is just a stone's throw away from Skye. It's on the mainland, but you have to get a little ferry to get there, and it's just so fun. I can't wait to take you there. We are also going for coffee and a little bite to eat on the way, so going easy on the coffee this morning, but you know, I've woken up a bit early, which I always love, to have time just moseying about your house before you start about your day, and you need a little cup of coffee to mosey about your house. Also, while I'm moseying, I'm kind of assessing how I'm feeling because annoyingly I have started my PD today, and the first day for me is usually a bit rough. So I'm just kind of assessing how I'm feeling because we do have quite big plans today. We're planning on going up Monroe, which could be quite challenging. We'll see how I feel. I'll just play it by ear and see how we go. But yeah, I cannot wait to take you along for this day. It's going to be so nice. Like, because this is one of the only nice days we've had all summer, the universe has been like, you know what, I'm going to give you a pass and not give you the same debilitating pain on day one of your period, and I'm going to give you a milder version of what you usually go through. So honestly, I feel like I'm still feeling up for heading up the hill today, so making us some lunch, and it's inspired by, so we had some friends over for a little charcuterie and Catan night last night. I love when we have just like one couple over for dinner because then we can play Catan. It's so annoying that it's only a 4-player, so Lee and I can't play it like ourselves in the house, and we also can't play it if we've got more than 2 people over. But Emily and Joe are always keen for a game of Catan, so that was delightful. Yeah, we've got some leftover cheese, and one of them is applewood smoked, and when Lee and I were tour guides, we used to go to a deli called the Scottish Deli in Dunkeld, and they were just one of those businesses that just were so kind and incredibly accommodating to tour guides. You definitely got mixed reactions in different places, but generally people were really nice. But the Scottish Deli were a standout as a business that just made you feel so valued and looked after, and we always got a free baguette there. And Lee and I were obsessed with this applewood smoked cheddar and chutney baguette that they do. Hopefully they still do it anyway. Even once Lee and I had stopped tour guiding, we would still go in there and they would still give us it for free, and we like told them every time we're like, we're not guiding anymore, and then I feel like they just felt really sad for us because they knew how much we loved it. And I don't think they'd recognise us anymore, but in the year like immediately after we'd been made redundant, they were always still so kind, and oh, I just love them so much. So this is inspired off of their, it was the number 9 baguette. It's probably not the same number on their board anymore, but my god, it was so delish. It's just such a simple sandwich, but it just always slapped. I always loved stopping in Dunkeld. You've also got Aaron Bakery there, which is also incredible, but I was a bit of a Scottish Deli loyal, I'm not gonna lie. I've got some caramelised red onion chutney to go on this. Yum. Oh, the combo, 100% recommend. And I'm not sure the Co-op do applewood smoked actually. It was when I went a little trip out to Carboss yesterday and their little community shop had it, so that was a very happy find. Carbost has a really amazing like cosy pub, one of our favourites, and also where we're going today, Glenelg has a pub that perhaps even trumps the Old Inn. The Glenelg Inn, probably one of my favourite pubs in the world, I'm not going to lie, I just absolutely love it there. We've got a beer garden, so it's just going to be the best place to be today. But this sandwich will keep us going as we trudge up the hill. I've ended up making us a second sandwich as well because we've got so many yummy things left over from dinner last night, and I'm a savoury girl when I'm hiking, so I think these will hit the spot. My washing machine was on at 7 o'clock this morning because you just cannot pass up on a day like this to get your clothes dried. This is one of the first days this year that I'm going to get washing outside, so it just had to happen. It's going to have to stay out overnight, but it's to be dry all the way through until tomorrow.
am going to put a message into the pod and say, Caroline is not bothered about being late.
Just caught on camera Lee declaring that he's gonna message my family group chat and shame me for not caring about being late. The people we're meeting are running 15 minutes late, so we're gonna get there.
We were told 10 o'clock.
You're becoming a question. Oh, I cannot cope with how beautiful it is this morning. I'm not being funny, but I feel like I can hear my friend who works in the ferry from over here, so I'm hoping she is working on it today. Oh yeah. Hello! How you doing? So the Munro that we're going to climb is called Beinn Sgritheall. Is it Sgritheall or Skreethall? I don't know. Sgritheall. Beinn Sgritheall. And Lee was just like, oh, pull up the Walk Highlands and tell me like what it says. And as I was reading it, there was a few words that I omitted from the description. One of them being punishing. Like the first sentence is like, Beinn Sgritheall is a, what was it? Steep and punishing ascent. So that's what we're in for. And we just saw our friend Katie on the ferry, and she says when you park up you can like pretty much see the path all the way to the top, so it's like just, she said it's meant to be a bugger of a Munro. A bugger of a Munro. So that's what we're in for, but it's a perfect day for it and it's going to be lovely. And just like, remember when we walked Skye Street and it was like, our thing getting us through was the thought of a pint at the end of the day. That could be our, just remember that, the pint in the Glenelg Inn beer garden at the end of the day.
At the end of the day?
It's another pint in my belly. But Lee does always say that if he's going to do a Munro, it needs to be on a day where he knows he's going to get an epic view at the top. And this is that day. There's no way we're not going to get an absolute bell.
Thought I was on a winner in Scotland with that statement.
Just realised it's Nuala's first Munro. Our big 3-year-old is ready to climb the hills. And yeah, this is exciting. She's going to have the best day. There's also 2 little terriers with the people that we're going
Dogs, not people.
with the people that we're going up the hill with. So she'll have two pals, although those two are sisters, and Nuala just doesn't get a look in when those two are together because she's like trying to play alongside them and they're like only playing with each other. It's quite sad to watch actually. It's like your little child's getting left out. Found some missing sheep.
Jankie's going to fall all the way up here.
I don't know, that's quite a trek.
Missing sheep. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
At least 5.
6, 7, 8 of the 10 missing that we can see. So we're basically at the bay left between, like, you know, if you head up the Beinn Sgritheall on your left, and they're just kind of on the slopes of the hills. You find them. Thanks, bye.
Scrambly here. Understanding why it's a punishing ascent. Whew. Walking up these stones is pretty challenging. What a beautiful sight to behold. Full summit, so that's fun, but nice little stretch now. Oh, come on. You've gained a new doggy. It's an absolutely stunning walk down through the trees, but it's pretty sore on the knees. What a day. It was not a good descent. It was really hard. I think it was actually harder. It was more of a punishing descent than ascent, I would say. But it was so good. I went for a swim and it was a classic case of I was like sitting at the van eating my sandwich and everyone was getting in the water and I was like, I'm not going to go for a swim, I can't be bothered. I was like, fuck it, I'm going in. And it was so nice. So just perfect really. And now we are going to the pub.
And there's a picture with
If you want to be honest.
Get in there, guys.
I've been left with all of the dogs. Hello, I thought I would just film a little outro because I thought I was better at doing chat along the way yesterday with the vlog. I think I was actually just too swept up in the day and having too good a time that I forgot to give some context for quite a few things. So to start by saying that was actually, I feel like even if every day this year was beautiful and sunny, that day would still be a standout best day of the year. To get to Glenelg, I forgot to say we got the Glenelg Ferry across, and that is the last manually operated turntable ferry in the world. That's like my favourite fact ever, and it's my favourite ferry ever. And my friend was working on it, and it was actually her first day as a fully qualified rope hand. So she started working on the ferry this year, and until yesterday she'd always had to have someone else on doing that job with her, but now she's fully qualified, so I feel so lucky to have been there on her first day. I'm so proud of her. And yeah, I will get that ferry as much as I can. I love to support it. It's community operated and it's just an amazing asset to the area. I believe it was the original ferry crossing to Skye. I'm pretty sure that is right. So if you are looking for a way to travel to Skye that's a bit different to the Skye Bridge, then 100% recommend the Glenelg Ferry. The Munro that we then went and done was Ben Screel. Not how I pronounced it in one of the little chat sections that I did do. For those who aren't familiar, a Munro is a peak in Scotland over 3,000 feet. I think it's like 914 metres. There's 282 of them. A lot of people attempt to bag them all. And yeah, they're called Munros because they were all documented by a man called Hugh Munro. So that was Nuala's first ever one, which was so nice. It was our first one in a while. We kind of, when we got Nuala, we were really careful with her joints and not overdoing it with the exercise. And yeah, we now feel pretty confident. We would have intended to have done more this summer, but it's just not been the weather. So that was her first one. I think it was my like 16th or something. I've not done that many. I hope to get to about 20 by the end of the year. So small little targets. I don't think I'll ever be someone that bags them all. I do enjoy the little challenge of doing as many as you can. At the bottom of Beinn Sgritheall, there was a sign on a post that said someone had lost 10 sheep. And you were to call this number if you've seen sheep while you were on the hill, and we did see sheep, so we called this number and we're like, is this like a prank? Is someone put their friend's number on this and he's getting all these voicemails about someone's found his sheep? I don't know, but we called them anyway, went to voicemail, but we did spot about 10 sheep, which was the amount that it said in the poster that was missing. There was a really painful false summit on the way up. There was a really hard section with like really loose rock and scree, and then when we got to the top of it, I really thought that was the top, but then it went down and then up again. But that last down up again section wasn't too bad. Like you could see the top. Yeah, so insanely worth it. I usually hate the downhill, but I do find the going up harder, like physically, but going down this hill was so hard going. Lee's legs just stopped working, and yeah, it was really tricky. We were pretty last minute and didn't think until the morning of to call the Glenelg Inn and try and get booked in for dinner, and when I called they were like, we are already so over capacity, I'm so sorry, good luck getting somewhere, but we can't take you. So we actually didn't have dinner. We had like plenty of snacks and food. I did rinse the bar of their crisp supply. So yeah, we were drinking quite a lot of beer and not eating all that much food. We stayed in the van in Glenelg, so neither of us had to drive home. And I just love a night at the pub with my friends. It's just one of my favourite things ever, and I go to Glenelg quite a lot, so I now know quite a lot of people that like live there and go there a lot. Live music on as well, which was so nice, and it's super dog friendly. My friend that was working on the ferry came to the pub that night, and then we actually helped her move house this morning. So too many pints, not a lot of sleep, a lot of furniture moving and box carrying means it is about 5 o'clock. I am in my pyjamas and feeling a little bit tender. Oh, how sometimes like when you feel a bit rubbish after a day or night out and you're like, oh god, was it worth it? How I feel right now, so worth it for how good yesterday was. So while I'm here with this tea, this is a little recommendation because I'm obsessed with this tea right now. It's the Twinings Immune Support. I love it. I love a berry tea, and this is my favourite one I've found so far. I actually feel like I am coming down with something as well, so this is being chugged. I really hoped you enjoyed coming along for the day. If you do like my videos, I do have a little link in my description of this video where you can buy me a coffee. Thank you so much to everyone who has done so far. Every time an email comes through that someone has, I'm like absolutely jumping for joy. So thank you so much to everyone who has done that so far, and thank you so much to everyone for just watching. I'm almost at 10k subscribers on this channel, which is just wild. YouTube's always been such a dream since literally I was so young, and if younger me knew I was almost at 10k subscribers on YouTube, she would be like, wow. Thank you to every single one of you for making younger me's dreams come true. Anyway, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.